Live streaming is on.
Hello, this is World University in Schools News, question and answer live stream on Monday, September 21st, 2020. I'm Scott McLeod, and you can participate in this conversation in Jitsi video conferencing that streams and records to YouTube at youtube.com/WORLD-UNIVANDSCH. Please join. info@worlduniversityinschool.org is the email address if you'd like to join, for example. So today I'd like to share some news and updates relating to World University in Schools' last monthly business meeting, and also to let you know that ongoing rolling admissions are possible at worlduniversityinschool.org for students this autumn 2020 interested in free-to-students online accrediting licensing bachelor degrees emerging from MIT OpenCourseWare-centric courses, perhaps into MITx or WUaS Open edX platforms. So World University in School, as a second news item, is exploring collaborating with edX online campus, and with regard to World University in School offering verified edX courses that would include evaluative approaches for students that would then also be more engaging in many ways for students. So this conversation is ongoing for World University in School with edX online campus as World University in School seeks to proceed with licensing and accreditation here with organizations based in California, BPPE and WUaS Senior. So this January 2021, World University in School is seeking to matriculate our third undergraduate class and potentially taking courses that would be verified edX courses and seeking student bodies, potentially students from some of the following 8 countries, at least, in English. These include Sri Lanka and India and Poland and Peru and Germany and Scotland and the US and Greece. So students would matriculate from home in these countries in English online and begin studying verified edX courses that might emerge from Best Steam Creative Commons 4 OpenCourseWare courses, such as MIT OpenCourseWare and Yale Open Yale courses. But also, students would be studying interactively, face-to-face, in group video conferencing. And to this end, third item of news, World University in School is seeking to offer online this mid-October 2020 a course called Society and Information Technology, or Network Society, Information Technology, and the Global University, in group video conferencing for about 10 weeks to our current students, our current matriculating second undergraduate class, and potentially open as well. If you're interested in taking this course, please let me know. I'll post below the video recording to today's WUaS News question and answer live stream, the link to this course, And World University and Schools course, this course, Society and Information Technology, will be meeting at probably 8 a.m. on Tuesday mornings, Pacific time, San Francisco Bay Area time, and on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is 8:30 p.m. In India Standard Time. So on Tuesdays and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. India time. So please let me know at info@worlduniversityandschool.org if you'd like to join this very generative course, this fascinating examination of how the information age developed, how innovation occurs with focus on the economy as well as especially information technologies developments. So in addition, this morning, I'd like to share with you some of the key minutes from Saturday's open monthly business meeting for World University and School. Third Saturdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time, which you're welcome to join as well, hour long. And the first news is that we do have a rolling admissions approach to online World University and Schools bachelor's degrees, free to students emerging from best STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and arts, Creative Commons for open courseware into new, perhaps more student-friendly platforms. And please let info@worlduniversityandschool.org know if you know of an 18-year-old student who's interested in matriculating in January, for example, or even this autumn. Secondly, World University and School is exploring offering verified edX courses instead of our current process of offering audited edX courses. Third, I'm seeking to teach the Network Society and Information Technology course beginning mid-October 2020 on Tuesdays and Fridays. Please email info@worlduniversityandschool if you'd like to join. The URL for this course is worlduniversityandschool.org/info/network SOCGLOBALUNIV.html. Fourth, medicine, World University and Schools medical schools. Item 4A, minute 4A. Thanks to the Stanford Biodesign Build-a-thon this past Friday and Saturday, 8 or 9 days ago, for the opportunity to create an application, for example, brainstorming-wise, that is for avatar bot electronic medical records for 7.5 billion people in 200 countries. That is also WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And with regard to World University and Schools, planned medical schools, and online teaching hospitals. So World University and Schools seeking to make these avatar bot electronic medical records, WYSIWYG, in a single realistic virtual earth even, and for example, in a realistic earth for genetics and for surgery. So stay tuned. Perhaps this will occur before the Stanford Biodesign Build-a-thon next year, or perhaps it will emerge also in the Stanford Biodesign Build-a-thon next year as well. Item 4B, medicine, medical schools at World University and School. World University and School seeks to collaborate with Project ECHO, which is an online medical platform in group video with a mentoring aspect that brings medical specialists, such as its founding example of a gastroenterologist, a pharmacologist, and a psychiatrist to care for people with hepatitis C in rural locations in New Mexico. To build this out, World University and School seeks to explore collaborating to grow this approach to online medical care with a in-group video with a mentoring aspect beyond Project ECHO's 42 current countries into all countries in the world in their official and main languages. There were approximately 206 countries in some recent Olympics. And so that's about 164 further countries World University and School would seek to build out this online medicine for specialists to rural populations in group video with a mentoring aspect to go. So stay tuned about World University and School's exploring further collaboration with Project ECHO. One further approach that World University and School might seek to build on would be Project ECHO's working with a medical center in Oklahoma for rural populations in Oklahoma. The medical center in Oklahoma would build on the Project ECHO infrastructure, and that could be used in all 164 other countries that Project ECHO is not in. So in some of the developing world, this Project ECHO approach to rural populations with specialist medical doctors would bring a degree and a level of knowledge potentially not had before with these specialists, medical doctors, to the developing countries of the world in remarkable ways. So item 4C in this medical schools at World University and School minutes is that World University and School would like to seek to offer even online potential psychiatry in our medical schools in all 200 countries' official languages, perhaps also building out of a sort of Project ECHO approach to specialist MDs in group video with a mentoring aspect, so possible medical schools. And in World University and Schools seeking to offer online psychiatry in all 200 countries' official languages, World University and School might also seek to facilitate a lecture series emerging out of Friends Hospital in the Philadelphia area, which is the longest continuously operating mental hospital in the US since 1813 or 1817. And in this lecture series, perhaps 3 years long, perhaps Stanford University inspired in terms of World University and School finding a committee to locate and seek out psychiatrists to give these lectures as well as thinkers to give these lectures, perhaps Jacques Lacan informed as well, and thus build out World University and School's approach to psychiatry, and even in World University and School's online teaching hospitals for clinical care. And in addition to this sort of Friends Hospital, World University and School online psychiatry and online psychiatry lectures World University and School would also, like Friends Hospital itself, seek to develop an asylum approach, which Friends Hospital has excelled at over these 2 centuries, to mental health issues, but newly at home in something like a realistic virtual Earth. So could World University and School facilitate asylums for individuals seeking them from their own homes where they are now, and almost like they might be going to Friends Hospital itself for a physical asylum in Philadelphia, but instead do asylum from their own homes. And in this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic time, this is a remarkable opportunity because so many people are already, in a sense, in asylum at home, as many US states still have this approach to a directive for people to stay at home in this ongoing coronavirus pandemic time. So, item 5, law, World University and School law schools. One of the interesting opportunities emerging with regard to law in European countries and with regard to the GDPR, the intellectual property privacy rights law in the European Union, has to do with identity verification. And after a Stanford Law Codex talk where a Stanford fellow named Ramona Weick gave a presentation about the GDPR in Europe this last Thursday, World University and School, in seeking to build out for students and matriculated students and wiki teachers and learners in all 200 countries for matriculated students, and in all 7,117 known living languages for wiki open teaching and learning Universitians at World University and School, in the U at World University and School wiki side, World University and School seeks to build out identity verification approaches, and perhaps around a Wikidata Q item number that would, or a Wikidata PIN number that would be planned to be coded for all 7.5 billion people on planet. Whether this would be identity verification in the US based on driver's licenses, or new forms of identity verification that might emerge, for example, with retinal recognition or fingerprint recognition all on a smartphone, or genetic information recognition from a smartphone too, is still unfolding and will unfold for probably the next 2 centuries or longer, centuries, decades, centuries, even longer ahead. Identity verification, as Ramona Weick in the Stanford Law Codex presentation suggested, would be so great for so many issues with regard to GDPR. But doing it well and anticipating, chatbot, artificial intelligence, being able to impersonate identities is something that the legal systems in the European countries, in the EU and in the US and in all 200 countries are going to have to plan for and anticipate. So stay tuned for questions of identity verification at World University and School with regard to you at World University and School for all 7.5 billion people, HO Wikidata Q item number or Wikidata PIN number, for, again, identity verification ahead. So item 6, I've already mentioned this in the very beginning, but World University and School is seeking 50 students from approximately 8 World University and Schools in January to matriculate in English. So potentially from Sri Lanka, World University and School, Poland, World University and School, Greece, WUaS, Germany, WUaS, Peru, WUaS, India, WUaS, potentially Scotland, World University and School, and the US World University and School. And these students, possibly 400 students, would matriculate online in January, and reimbursement would come from the state, from the nation state, from the states within nation states, from counties within states in all of these 8 countries to facilitate World University and School growing, hiring faculty, building out platform, working with, collaborating with, partnering with edX, with the edX Open edX Online Campus platform, for example. And also with regard to accreditation and licensing. Item 7, last item on the World University and School side, the nonprofit side. Sri Lanka World University and School recently sent a list of courses from this little country in just southeast of India with 30 million people, not so little. Courses that I think the faculty of the founder of Freedom College in Sri Lanka, who's also the head of Sri Lanka World University and School, RIFI, knows about, has facilitated. And World University and School is interested in looking at this list of approximately 52 courses that RIFI sent and seeing whether these faculty in Sri Lanka could actually translate these courses, which are in English, back into the Sinhala language in Sri Lanka, at the same time engaging MIT OpenCourseWare courses that are in the area or field of these courses from, I think they're from Freedom College, Nidayas Vidyalala in Sri Lanka. So this would be a kind of remarkable opportunity to build out also a WUaS faculty in Sri Lanka in the Sinhala language, beginning to teach in the Sinhala language, courses that they were already teaching in English, but newly with these courses coming into conversation and translation from MIT OpenCourseWare. So hoping that these WUaS Sri Lanka courses that RIFI shared could emerge in the Sinhala language and with MIT OpenCourseWare. So switching now to the WUS Press, WUS Corporation, our other wing. 3 items. Item A, World University and School, WUS is planning to code for all 7.5 billion people for UBI experiments as wiki teachers and learners to alleviate poverty and to facilitate wiki open teaching and learning regarding free universal wiki education for the people, so people-to-people teaching and learning, in addition to free, highest quality, best STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, Creative Commons 4 OpenCourseWare-centric degrees at WUaS. So for matriculating students at World University and School. Item B, World University and School will explore collaborating further with the state of California and its Stockton UBI experiment, Universal Basic Income experiment, and even regarding emerging Silicon Valley long-term stock market. And potentially listing the WUaS corporation there, and regarding even a single cryptocurrency backed by most of 200 countries' central banks in most of 200 countries' official and main languages. So UBI experiments potentially out of California to distribute a single cryptocurrency in most of 200 countries and to alleviate poverty. Item C, and last item in today's minutes, building from the agenda and news at World University and School at the open monthly business meeting, third Saturdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time. The WUaS Press, and which is planned in all 200 countries' official and main languages, is planning to publish its 5th book, and which is due out this autumn, but which is will not yet be machine translated into any languages. Although Google Translate, as remarkable machine translation software, is coming along, the WUaS Press hasn't yet, for example, engaged that Google Translate to translate either poetry books or STEM books into English, into other languages, into science languages, into building out science, for example, in all of the 200 countries' official and main languages, or even growing a language of science in some of the other 7,117 known living languages. Stay tuned. Hoping Google Translate, combination with Wikidata in its 300 languages, combination with the WUaS Press planned in 7,117 languages, can facilitate machine translation of books into any language. So thank you for joining this WUaS News question and answer live stream. Please join with your questions in conversation in real time next Monday, September 28th, I think, at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I think the recording of this YouTube video from Jitsi may be posted by tomorrow at youtube.com/WORLD-UNIVANDSCH. For further information about this news and live stream at WUaS, go to Twitter.com and WORLD-UNIVANDSCH. So questions, thoughts, comments, email info@worlduniversityandschool.org. And the website for World University and School is worlduniversityandschool.org. Until next week, I'm Scott McLeod. This is World University and School's news and live stream. And thank you for joining. See you soon. And bye for now.